What if I told you Boruto's tubular vortex is basically the Matrix? Think about it. A world living under a false reality, a chosen hero fighting against a destiny that is said to be inevitable. A mentor guiding him through infinite possible futures. A girl who never stopped believing in him when the entire world turned its back. The more I looked at it, the more I realized Boruto, Koji, and Sarada, and even Shiba, have some shocking parallels to Neo, Morpheus, Trinity, and the Architect. And we're going to go over those parallels in this video. Start with Boruto and Neo. At first glance, they don't seem that similar other than their outfits. Neo's a hacker living in a simulation while Boruto's a shinobi living in the Naruto world. But when you look at their actual roles in the story, the similarities are crazy. Both characters discover that the reality that everyone else believes in is false. In the Matrix, Neo learns the world is a simulation. In Boruto, after Nemesis rewrites reality, Boruto becomes one of the few people who knows the world is living a lie. Everyone around them accepts that false reality as truth, but that's not where the parallels stop. Neo's humanity's last hope, Boruto's also humanity's last hope. Morpheus believed everything depended on Neo, and Koji has repeatedly treated Boruto as the one person the world cannot afford to lose. Then there's destiny. Throughout the Matrix, Neo is constantly told what his fate is supposed to be. But his defining trait is that he refuses to accept it. And Boruto does this exact same thing. Even after Koji witnessed futures where Boruto dies, Boruto still chose to walk onto the battlefield against Juro, and he knew the risk, he knew what was supposed to happen, and he went anyway. Just like Neo, Boruto isn't defined by destiny. He's defined by his willingness to fight against it. And if Boruto is Neo, then that makes Koji's role in the story even more interesting, because Koji is Boruto's Morpheus. This is probably the easiest parallels to spot. Morpheus was the first person to truly understand the truth behind Neo's world. He knew something was wrong long before Neo did, and once Neo learned the truth, Morpheus became his guide. Sounds familiar? Because that's exactly the role Koji plays for Boruto. Through prescience, Koji has seen infinite possible futures. He understands threats and outcomes that most characters can't even comprehend. Just like Morpheus, he's operating with knowledge that nobody else has. But the biggest similarity isn't their knowledge, it's their belief. Morpheus never stopped believing that Neo was the one, even when Neo doubted himself. Even when everyone else questioned him, Morpheus stayed committed to that belief, and Koji is the same way with Boruto. Out of all the futures he's seen, Boruto remains the one person he absolutely cannot afford to lose. He trained him, guided him, and prepared him for what's coming. Because just like Morpheus understood Neo was humanity's best chance, Koji understands that Boruto is the best chance they have at survival. But if Koji is Morpheus, then there's another parallel that's even harder to ignore. Sarada and Trinity. This is where the parallels start getting really interesting, because when the entire world turned against the main character, there was one person who never stopped believing in him. In the Matrix, that person was Trinity, and Boruto, that person is Sarada. After Omnipotence rewrote reality, almost everyone accepted Boruto as the enemy. His friends, the village, the entire world, but Sarada never did. Despite everyone else's memories being altered, she continued to believe in Boruto, just like Trinity continued to believe in Neo. And that belief is important because neither Trinity nor Sarada are just love interests. They're sources of strength for the protagonist. Trinity consistently stood beside Neo and fought alongside him. And Sarada has repeatedly said that she wants to be Boruto's strength. She wants to stand by his side and fight with him. In fact, one of the biggest reasons Sarada is even pursuing more power right now is because she wants to help Boruto carry the burden he's been forced to shoulder alone. And when you think about it, that's exactly what Trinity did for Neo. She wasn't following behind him, she was standing beside him. But if Sarada is Trinity, then that raises an even bigger question. If Boruto's Neo and Koji's Morpheus, then who's the Architect? And that's where Shiba comes in. In the Matrix, the Architect is the being responsible for creating and overseeing the system itself. He's the intelligence behind the reality everyone lives in. He's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. And in Boruto, Shiba occupies a surprisingly similar role. According to the databook statements, Omnipotence was used by Shiba to create the current world and its infinite possibilities. Let that sink in for a second. The very same power that rewrote everyone's memories, the very same power that's responsible for the false reality Boruto is trapped in, is a power that originates from Shiba himself. Just like the Matrix traces back to the Architect, the altered reality of Boruto traces back to Shiba's divine power. Both exist above the system, and both are connected to that creation of that system. And both influence the reality everyone experiences, which brings us to the most important parallel of all. The Matrix isn't just a place, it's a false reality accepted by billions of people. And that's exactly what Omnipotence has become in Boruto. Because when you really think about it, Omnipotence is Boruto's Matrix. The strongest parallel between these two stories isn't Boruto and Neo, it's Omnipotence and the Matrix itself. In the Matrix, nearly everyone accepts a reality that isn't true. They don't know they're being deceived, they don't even realize anything is wrong. And in Boruto, the exact same thing happens. The entire world believes Kwaki's Naruto's son, the entire world believes Boruto is the enemy. The entire world believes in a version of reality that never happened. And no matter how much evidence exists, they can't see through it. That's what makes Barto's situation so similar to Neo's. They are both trapped in worlds where almost everyone around them accepts the lie as their truth. The difference is that Neo escaped the Matrix, while Barto is still fighting to break free from it. So when you put everything together, Barto's Neo, Koji is Morpheus, Sarda is Trinity, Shiba is the Architect, and Omnipotence is the Matrix. And before anyone goes, oh, this could just be a coincidence, it's not. Ikimoto himself already revealed that the Matrix was one of the biggest inspirations behind Boruto, which makes all of these parallels even more interesting. Boruto and Neo, Koji and Morpheus, Sarda and Trinity, Shiba and the Architect, Omnipotence and the Matrix. But this rabbit hole goes way deeper than this. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to catch that reference.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
If you got it, you're a true fan of the Matrix. But back to what I was saying. We haven't even talked about Neo's sacrifice, or Neo choosing love over destiny, or how the Matrix ended my hint at where Barto's story's heading. This video is getting too long, and I can't fit everything I want to fit into it. So, I'm gonna make different videos going into detail on them. So, if y'all want to see me make a breakdown on each of these parallels and going in detail on them, like the video, share it, and let me know your theories down below. So, I don't leave it on light. Barto will protect from the shadows. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.